Hi, this is Kerri Durkee from Better Than Before Home Furnishings and Design. And today I'm talking to Pam Tiberia from Spruce Interiors. She has a design and home staging business in Hampton, New Hampshire. And we've been talking about um, just how people like to make changes in their homes every so often, and especially now with everybody being home with the pandemic. Um, a lot of people are setting up home gyms, home offices, and just making some general changes around the house. So we thought we would just do a little chat and give you some ideas on how we can make some changes.
Yeah,
All right.
we're all tired of looking at the same old things, aren't we?
I know, I know. I did it to my own house, and my house is the one I always say it's like the cobbler's kids who have no shoes. My house needs more work than anybody's. Um, so I did. I gotten some projects done. I've redone my bedroom and um, made my little office area prettier. And speaking of bedrooms, right now there are a lot of people. A lot of people are feeling anxious during this time too, and it's nice to have a master bedroom to just kind of go to at the end of the day, like a sanctuary, and just kind of relax and feel peaceful in there.
Yes. Make it a true retreat. It's true because there has to be a safe zone during this pandemic. There's got to be a place to go where you can get away from it all. And used to be that it was going for a run or just running to Marshall's or even the grocery store had it seems exotic now, kind of like a vacation in a weird way. But we can't just drop everything and go to those places. So if it's the master bedroom, if it's your bedroom, definitely making that a getaway from everything else, I think, is what people are really um, seeking.
Yeah, I've always felt that a master bedroom should be that for people. Between work and kids and everything else going on, you should have a nice space, and it should be so comfortable that you sleep there. So it should be like a sanctuary, and it should be comfortable, and it should make you want to relax and go to sleep.
Mhm.
But right now, even more so.
Mhm. Yeah. Yes. So, one of the things that I always, because part of what I do is I'm a home stager, and I always tell people like you've got to pay attention to the master bedroom. The main content of our staging consultations, the majority of the time we spend, in the family room and in the kitchen. Those are such amenities, and those are the areas where people really need to help, to be able to envision themselves leading a daily life. But the bedrooms in many people's homes, whether you're selling or not, sometimes get ignored in terms of getting the facelift or the update and getting that, royal treatment. Like we spend all of our redecorating money in the living room and nobody ever, the master bedroom is sort of like a forgotten child. So I do tell my seller clients that when we're looking at staging their home, the bedroom really should not be overlooked. It should be something that we treat very carefully because it is the private, personal space of the person who's buying the home. In other words, they're looking at the home and they're looking at all the family spaces, but this bedroom is really theirs. It's their space. So I always am encouraging my sellers to amp it up a little bit, make it feel like a real destination. It's make it feel like an amenity and like a special place for you. And I think that when they do that in a staging scenario, they're like, oh, this is quite nice. And why don't we do it for a living? Why are we doing this just for our own selves to have this nice, nice linens and a lot of things we could talk about. We have a list. We have a list of, right?
Yeah, so if people are kind of looking at their bedrooms right now saying it needs a little something, little update, or they want to make some changes to it, what are some of the things that they can do that will make a big difference?
Well, honestly, if you want it to feel like a sanctuary, like you said, now, pandemic aside, let's pretend we don't have to be working in our bedrooms. It would be, in my opinion, it's a real place of rest and relaxation if there's not like a blinking computer monitor or, uh, we don't have these anymore. I was just about to say VCR with exercise tape, which is really dating me. But you know what I mean, like the corner where all the stuff is, the technology. And again, many people might not have the luxury to not have a workspace in their bedroom. But I just feel like if there's something blinking, if your work is over there, how restful can your space be, right? How really how much of a break is it to go in there? So for
Mhm.
me, that's a biggie. And so yeah, I usually tell if I'm working with people who are selling, I'm always saying, could you live without your TV in here? Could you live without that workstation in here? Just to sort of keep it quiet and serene.
Yeah,
Yeah,
get the tech out.
tech out of the bedroom because other things could happen in there, of course. Um, so yeah, I feel like the bed itself is a place that we sometimes cheat ourselves out of luxury.
Mhm.
We, you know, we don't again I am guilty of this too. I spend my money in other places, the public areas of my home. I'm not really always springing for the high thread count sheets or that really beautiful comforter set that I saw online.
Mhm.
But those are, luxury aside, if you even just getting a new pair of sheets, honestly, I've gotten the best sheets at Home Goods and the cutest sheets at holiday time or springtime at Target. Even just having a nice set of fresh new sheets and a coordinating really simple coverlet
Mhm.
can make your I don't know. It's going to the salon. It's getting a hair color for your bedroom. It's giving it a little perk up.
Yeah, yeah. And I think when you said that the bedroom gets neglected, I think I kind of feel like it's a mom thing. We take care of everybody else first, and the rest of the house where everybody's gonna live first, and
Yeah.
then us. But, we really need to take care of ourselves and make our
Yeah.
bedroom pretty.
And not bring the work into it. Have you had the conversation with your girlfriends about like, well, where do you fold laundry? So I have a lot of friends. I have my one friend Lisa. Um, they have a huge bedroom and they have a big king size bed and that's where they fold their laundry. So now her bedroom's always about where the work is.
Yeah.
That we fold ours downstairs in the living room while we watch TV at night. But that she's like, oh, I've always folded laundry in my bedroom. And so it's just funny, that her work is now, to your point, in the bedroom where you know, she works all over the house, and now she's also bringing a chore up to this sort of place that's supposed to be not about work. It's supposed to be
Yeah,
about rest.
yeah. Gotta get that laundry out of the bedroom too.
Yeah. Yes, I know. But the reality is a lot of us do that in there.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, color.
color.
Color is a big thing for me. I think there are active colors and there are restful colors, and I think intuitively most people know what those are when they think of a bedroom. And right now we're seeing a ton of dreamy looking bedrooms on Instagram that are sort of like very pale pink or white walls and a lot of bohemian sort of layers on the bed and just kind of like almost like a bedroom from far away. Like it almost looks like a destination bedroom.
Mhm.
Um, th- I tend to specify a lot of kind of calming coastal colors in bedrooms. Healing aloe is one of my new favorite colors from Benjamin Moore. It's kind of a bluish green, but it's a little grayed down and just very soft. Beach glass or quiet moments. Those are both bedroom sounding. Those are both in the blue family. Um, I think you have to pick a color that sort of complements your bed, your headboard, your furniture, obviously. But these, restful bedrooms are the best. I'll never forget when I had my son Miles, who's 15 now, and I knew what he was going to be. I was going to say yellow would have been the safe color if I didn't know if he was going to be a boy or a girl, but I didn't know he was going to be a boy. But I still chose yellow, I think because it was a color that went with some of the bedding that we had been given, what have you. And my mother said, that is supposed to be the worst color for a child's bedroom because yellow brings out aggression. I don't know where she had heard this, but she's like it's an active color. It makes you sort of alert and active and not calm and quiet. And I always thought, "Oh man, what have I done to my son?" Putting him in kind of a bright yellow room. But I get her point. I think the larger point is that those brighter colors are energetic, right? They're not necessarily ones that sort of calm us down. So sagey greens, kind of coastal blues, warm whites. I think a true white would be a little too clean in a bedroom for me personally, but a warmy greigey white, could be really nice.
Yeah, there's a whole psychology behind color.
Yeah.
I remember studying it in school, and it's so true. You don't think that it affects you, but it really does. And I'll never forget the example they gave of fast food restaurants. You see a lot of reds and yellows and in fast food restaurants because they want people in and out. It's
Yes.
very, very active colors. Yep, like you said, in and out. They don't want people hanging around. So yeah, it's very interesting.
Yes. I mean, it goes deep. We could go for forever on that. We really could. Another thing that for me is missing in bedrooms is um, ambient soft lighting.
Hmm.
Like a lot of people forego the nightstands or just don't have a bedroom set. I mean, back in the day when our parents got married, like they would go buy the bedroom set with, and it would all match,
Yep.
right? I don't, I guess people do that, but I have been in so many homes where it's just sort of like, let's just get the bed we want. Sleep's ultimate, and important, and like all the extra pieces are not related or coordinated, and there's always missing nightstands. And if there's a missing nightstands, there's missing lighting because
Yep.
there's nowhere to put a, a lamp. And uh, to me it's if you're winding down and getting ready for bed, it's nice to not have to flip on the recessed lights or the light and the fan and the fixture overhead. It's nice to have that soft ambient pool of light by you. Also, what if you wanted to read something? I mean,
Right.
there would be nothing more unsettling to me than sitting in bed with all the lights on. I would kind of,
Right.
I feel like that's wrong. So having task lighting or soft lighting near the bed, which requires a nightstand.
Hmm.
And that's another thing that I'm shocked that people don't have one. And some people maybe just don't need it. But the older I get, the more things I need around me. The water here, they're all right here. Water, the phone, the glasses, the
Hmm.
Kleenex, what have you. So um, it just feels like a creature comfort to have that little spot to hold things, the book, you know.
Right. Yep. I agree.
Hmm.
So when I think of bedrooms, I think of softness, and not that I have tons of pillows, but I love, pillows on the bed and a rug on the floor. And although I personally don't have, when we were looking for houses, I didn't want any carpeting in the bedrooms because we have allergies
Yeah,
and things like that. Um, but it is nice to have a little area rug or a scatter rug or something to step on so you don't freeze your feet in the
right.
wintertime. Um, what's your take on the
On the rug versus no
rugs?
rug. I mean,
Yeah.
again, I find this to be a super personal thing. I mean, there are some people that just wouldn't dream of stepping out onto a hardwood floor. Like they really want carpeting because it also like insulates the room. It kind of keeps it soft, it keeps it quieter, which it's a sleeping place. So having carpeting does kind of give that layer of sort of like cocoonness into a space and takes down the echo. So I can see why people would want carpet in their bedroom. We also are a family with allergies, and we also own an older home, a cape, a 1946 era cape, and the our bedroom is an addition, but the children's bedrooms, the kids' bedrooms, in the original part of the house probably have always had hardwood. And man, I can hear everything,
Yeah.
every step they take, every phone that drops on the floor. I mean, it's just, they're echoey. But my son particularly has allergies, so it's kind of nice to be able to easily clean. But they both have little rugs by their beds to
Mhm.
step out on. So I think it's a nice look if you have hardwood. I mean, I think you can have the best of both worlds. You can have a soft touch, a landing spot by using an area rug under your bed. Um, and exposing the hardwood in the other areas of the space so that you minimize dust, but you have something soft to get out on, particularly in the winter. And I would say in general the rug needs to sort of come out, particularly if it's going to serve that purpose, enough so that there's at least a 2.5 to 3 feet wide swath of rug on either side of the bed, or else what's the point? Like if you're going to step down and be half on and half off a rug, then your rug is too small.
Mhm.
So I just specified for our client that has a king size bed, a 9 by 13 rug, which we're running the long way so that they have an area to get out. When they step down, they're landing on rug, but the rug also does not go full to the wall behind the bed. It advances so that it comes just in front of their nightstands. When they get out in front of their nightstand, they're landing on the rug. So it's kind of a nice little placemat. Um,
Mhm.
yeah. So, and I've also specified runners for people on either sides of the beds. If they don't want to spend all this money on a rug that's half hidden by a bed, I get that. So doing matching, kind of runners on either side, or even modular carpet tiles by a company named called Floor. You can kind of those don't work in every home, but you can kind of put together a modular U-shaped rug that sort of goes around the bed. But it's just one way of sort of looking at it. It's the same thing differently, if you will.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you heard of or used Ruggable at all?
I just had my first experience with Ruggable. I bought one for a client. We looked and looked and looked, and she in particular wanted it for her front hall entry, and it needed to be thin so that the front door didn't catch on it. And she's very, very happy with it. I will say to all you people, if you try this, follow the directions for attaching the rug to the. I don't know if people don't know what Ruggable is. Have you had it, Carrie?
I haven't.
Had it?
I haven't used it.
So it's a two-piece thing where there's a black mat. It's kind of Velcro-ish. It's not actual hook and loop or whatever they call it, Velcro, but it has like a grabby kind of texture.
Mhm.
And then the rug itself is super thin. And the whole concept is you peel it off the base, the black base, and you can wash it and put it back down. So it's ideal for rooms with pets and kids.
Mhm.
Um, but once you lay the top layer of the rug down on the grabby black stuff, like it's almost like it's like matching up two pieces of velcro, and if they're just a little off, like then it's wonky. So
Yeah.
I did it on a 4 by 6 area rug, or even like a 3 by 5 area rug. I think you need two people to do the 8 by 10, or anything bigger than that, just to make sure that you fluff it and get the air under it, and it lays down exactly on the base mat
Yeah.
without wrinkles. But they're cool
Yeah,
and beautiful.
it's a great concept, just a little tricky to do, I guess.
Yeah, but they have a lot of fun patterns and colors, and I love the idea of the washability of it.
Yeah, yeah. Great. And there was one other thing that I just thought of because I have trouble with it myself. Um, in all areas of the house, not just the bedroom, but especially in the bedroom where it should be a calming space, clutter.
Oh,
I
yeah.
I always tend to have piles of clothes or something just lying around. I think we talked before about clearing off the dresser. The dresser just tends to gather all kinds of stuff, and clutter equals chaos to me. Your mind can't rest
Yeah.
if everything is just all over the place. So that's a
Mhm.
big one for me. I struggle with.
It is so true. I mean, you end up me personally, I don't see my bedroom all day long unless I'm going up to get ready to go, to get dressed for the day, or once I'm dressed and I go downstairs, I don't our bedroom is pretty small, so it's not a place where I hang out. If it had a sitting area or it was large enough, maybe I would go there. But for me, I'm in and out. So when I get up there finally and I drag my tired self up there at night, I have no energy left over. And I think that's what happens with the clutter. I think people are just like, take off the earrings, plop, plop, take off the clothes, plop, plop. You know, I have a chair, and that's where the pillows, the decorative pillows on the bed, frankly, I'll be honest with you, that's where they are most of the time because, you know, the husband has no tolerance for decorative pillows. They're always in the way anyway, and they're going to be on the chair unless we make the bed beautifully. Which I would agree. I would subscribe to the idea of getting in a freshly made bed feels really good. But let's be honest, a lot of times we're rushing and we're not making the bed. But
Mhm.
so I guess my point is, you get up there and I can see why there's clutter because you're just sort of like shedding the day, and you're not going to be folding your clothes Mr. Rogers style and putting them away. But it truly, I have also seen it overwhelm bedrooms where every square inch of the dresser is filled with jewelry, hangers and bowls and dishes and change cups. And, you know, I think maybe if there, a couple solutions to this are designating places for these things, like maybe that thin top drawer of the dresser is where your husband or you empties the pockets at the end of the day, and all of the change and the cards and receipts, if they're still in your clothes, go in that drawer so that you're not looking at it because it gets very quickly out of control.
It does.
Or a spot in the closet with hooks where you can, if you're going to wear it again, just hang it on the hook for tomorrow. I do that. I'm kind of a hook fanatic. I have them on the insides of the closets, on the backs of the doors. Um, I know myself, I'm probably not going to fold it. And if I fold it and it goes back in the drawer, will I remember it's been worn? But if I hook it, then it can go through another cycle before it hits the hamper.
Uh-huh.
Get
Yep.
a hamper, get a hamper. If your laundry's not on the second floor, it's critical. Get
Yep.
get a nice looking one, get two and revolve them. Take the full one down, bring the empty one up.
Yeah. And I think it's all about systems and habits.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
So is there anything else on bedrooms that you can think of?
I think because I was just kind of perusing our little list there. I mean, I think we talked a lot about it. I think just, you know, I think we'll all feel better about our spaces i- to rest in if they're restful.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, but I bet you a lot of people have their stories about what they have to have in their bedroom and what they could do without. I'd be kind of curious to hear what people say. Maybe they could leave some comments and
Yeah.
let us know what's a deal breaker and what's a must have.
Yeah. Yeah.